Hello and welcome back to another thrilling episode of Lumberjack Barbecue. I've missed you. Have you missed me? Sure is great to be back in front of the camera again and enjoying a nice day off. I've been working a lot of overtime. What we're going to do is we're going to take these chicken legs, the chicken leg quarters, and I'm going to cut them up into pieces. I'm going to have drums and of course thighs, and we're going to take the skin off, and we're going to use some rub, which I found. I didn't realize that I still had it. Armadillo Pepper chicken rub, made back in February of 2017. Check these guys out on YouTube, Armadillo Pepper. They do a lot of great recipes on there and spices and whatnot, and they're always entertaining to watch, and I enjoy the recipes. Once we put the rub on, then we're going to wrap our chicken parts in bacon. Yeah, I said it, bacon. And we have Kunzler brand, which is local to us up here in Pennsylvania. So we got about 2 pounds of bacon, and we're going to add a little class to this recipe. This Hunt's right here, you can't find it just everywhere. Only every local grocery store you go into. So try to find it. Alright, here we are. I got the chicken skin, and I've cut the legs and the thighs apart. So you have your pieces here. I left one so I could show you what's going on in case you've never done this before. If you haven't, this is pretty simple, pretty easy. It's a whole heck of a lot better than going out and buying food or buying cheapo stuff at a fast food place or whatever. This is the real deal right here. And this one's being a little more difficult than others were, but you find an opening where you can stick your thumb in, and once you can do that, you're going to try to manipulate this skin off of here. And yes, it is being more difficult than the others, but I'm getting her. There. Pull it up over the top of the knuckle there, and dispose of the skin. And then I like to trim off some of this fat. Now, chicken is not a real fatty meat, but some of this stuff is just, it's not necessary. Like pieces like that, stuff that like can tuft up, I try not to use them too. Maybe something like that's barely hanging on. Sometimes you'll have like this membrane almost here that's like hanging real loose. I try to get rid of that too if I can. That little bit right there, because we're going to be wrapping these with bacon. They're going to have plenty of fat and juiciness and all that. Maybe this stuff that hangs off the side here. You're going to get a little bit of meat with that, but a lot of fat's going to come off of that. So thusly, now that we've done with that, we flip it over, and you got to feel for the knuckle between the leg and the thigh. And once you have it, your knife, it's inserted right there, and it splits apart relatively easy. So that's that. Now we're going to go into a rub. What I plan for the rub is to utilize this bowl here and this rub, and again, it's from Armadillo Pepper. Check them out on YouTube. And we're going to liberally coat it. Make sure we pat that in, rub that in really good. Some of this is going to fall off. You can use a binder if you want to. Some people might use, I don't know, mayonnaise, mustard, olive oil possibly. And then we're just going to flip them around and expose the other sides. And you just keep on using your rub until you think you've got it pretty well coated. Massage it in, massage it in. Then we can take some from the bottom, put them up on top. And that's what we're doing. So we'll take a little more rub on some of these. And that's pretty much the gist. We'll be getting the bacon ready soon. And we'll check back in with you then. Thanks a lot.
We'll be back.
Can I have some chicken, Daddy?
I'll be back.
Alright, so I have, as you can see, all the chicken parts coated with bacon or wrapped with bacon. And I still have probably a little more than a half a pound of bacon left, and I have 2 parts left in the bowl. I wanted to show you what I'm doing here. So I'm probably going to go back and take some of this bacon and wrap it around. I might throw some just out on the grill and do some up as itself. So what we're going to do is, I noticed one thing when I started out, that I needed 1.5 strips to cover most of the thighs. In fact, all the thighs. There was one leg that I actually needed a half a strip too. I don't know how that happened, but it did. 1 strip for the legs, 1.5 for the thighs. So you could probably get away with like 1.5 pounds of bacon or something like that. And what I was doing was finding the bone where I separated and started up there. Kind of pulled that like that. And you want to make sure you wrap around so that that doesn't come loose. Then you take your next strip and start right on top of that. And work yourself around diagonally, because you want to make sure you get most of it covered. I'm not getting all of it covered, that's a guarantee. But that you get a goodly portion of it covered. And then, boom. And last but not least is one of these drums. Wrap it, I leave the knuckle open. No bacon on the knuckle. And then wrap this around. And go on diagonal to make sure you get good coverage all the way around the thing. The thing meaning the drum. And there we are. So I got some extra bacon. I'm going to go back and rewrap and this and that. So we're going to be going out to the pit soon, and we'll bring you out there then. Hello. Here we are outside. We got our Weber all banked up with coals in the center, and we're at 375 degrees. Yeah, we're just going to clean the grill grate. I'm going to, at this point, throw in some smoke wood. This is some hickory. And then the next thing is to oil the grates. Oh, isn't that great? So that's what we're going to do right here. We're going to put the chicken on the outside around the coals. We're not going to put it directly over top of the coals. So we're just going to oil these grates around here. Do most of that, and then we can flip that baby over. And that's just, I have peanut oil on this one. That's something I used about, I don't know, 8-9 months ago to fry some chicken inside the house. And this will help create a surface that the chicken won't stick to. And then we're going to take our chicken and we're going to lay it all on the outside. Ooh, some aluminum foil came up there. Alright, it's been an hour, and I'm going to take a little temperature survey here, see what's going on in these here. No, wait, maybe we got to turn it on, you think? There we go. Oh, that's Celsius. We want Fahrenheit. Oh, they're doing good. They're not there yet, though. It's starting to slow down. There we are. We just took them off the grill. It's been an hour and a half, and we're still at only 150. I don't have lump charcoal to augment our heat supply. So we're going to bring them in the house and put them in the oven at 300. Get them up to 160, 165, and then start saucing them. So it shouldn't be too long from here because we have a dedicated, reliable heat source at this point. So that's what we're going to do. The oven's over there, 300. It's beeping now. going to take this bacon off the top here, these extra pieces, and I'm going to chow down on them. And we'll put it in here. This will finish it off. We got plenty of smoke flavor on there. All to work. Mrs. Lumberjack, she made some quote-unquote homemade baked beans. Alright, so we're at about 160 to 165, depending upon whether you're a leg man or a thigh man. The thighs are a little bit lower because they're a little bit biggerest. And of course, this rotten son of a rick-a-frackin' dealio is on the top here, and I gotta rip this off of here. I don't even know why we have the camera on. We should be going to a commercial break. Oh, that's right. Nobody wants to put a commercial on here. That's for you big YouTubers. For a little guy like me, who very sparingly gives you any kind of content, that's the way it's got to go. Alright, so again, we're using something that will just add greatly to this masterpiece of barbecue, or bacon wrapped barbecue chicken. So, I'm going to take a little bit of sauce, squirt it all over. And we're going to do a little bit of brushing. Get that all over the old bacon. Oh, that one's stripping for you. Alright, so we got them on one side, and we're going to toss them in the oven here. And we'll probably go 10-15 minutes or something like that. And then flip them back over and toss them again, and we'll be eating soon. There you are. Bye.
It's burning. It's burning.
Actually, it's doing perfect,
Whoa.
just like you said. Look at that.
Whoa.
Now, that's what I'm talking about.
Whoa.
There we are. Bacon wrapped barbecue chicken thighs. We'll get them on a plate soon, and we'll tell you what we think. Alright, here we are. At the end, finally, 6:10 in the evening. A little later than I wanted. I think it looks good, but we're going to find out how it tastes. So first we got the rice and some baked beans. I decided to put them all together. I like that. Very good, Mrs. Lumberjack. Thumbs up for Mrs. Lumberjack. Now my part of it, bacon wrap, barbecue, chicken legs and thighs. That looks good. Very juicy. The bacon just bit. I mean, you could bite right through the bacon. It was done exactly right. Got a little bit of smoke in there, it looks like. Barely, because again, I had the bacon on the outside, but I mean, it is just done right. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're eating tonight, but you ought to give this a try. Mrs. Lumberjack's the one that suggested this. Unbelievably, she's not really into bacon, but she said, you know what, let's try this. You guys should too. It was my pleasure to be with you all again, and I'm looking forward to maybe making another video relatively soon, but I work a lot, so forgive me if I don't make one real soon. I will be sitting down for some dinner, watching some of the YouTube channels that I've been missing for a while, and going to bed and going to work tomorrow. I love you all. Take care. Good night. Peace. Bye.